First Amendment face-off, NPR takes Trump administration to court over funding ban. In an intensifying legal battle that pits public media against presidential authority, National Public Radio and three Colorado-based public radio stations have filed a federal lawsuit challenging President Donald Trump's executive order that halts federal funding for public broadcasters. The lawsuit, announced Tuesday by NPR, asserts that President's directive constitutes a clear violation of the First Amendment, alleging it seeks to punish the organization for disseminating content deemed unfavorable by the administration. Earlier this month, President Trump issued an executive order barring NPR and PBS from receiving congressionally approved funds, citing concerns over editorial bias and political partiality. The order effectively strips these institutions of a key revenue sources, jeopardizing their ability to operate independently and provide publicly accessible information. The suit, filed in federal court, is backed by Aspen Public Radio, Colorado Public Radio, and K-Suit Public Radio alongside NPR, forming a united front against what they describe as unconstitutional overreach. Retaliation against free speech, searching public sentiment. NPR CEO Catherine Mather condemned the move as a blatant act of political retaliation. The intent could not be more clear. The executive order aims to punish NPR for the content of news and other programming the president disliked. This is retaliatory viewpoint-based discrimination in violation of the First Amendment, Maher said. The lawsuit argues that by cutting funding based on perceived political disagreement, the administration is engaging in viewpoint discrimination, a practice long considered unconstitutional by U.S. courts. Legal scholars have long viewed public funding of media as a test case in maintaining editorial independence. The First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution explicitly prohibits the government from abridging freedom of speech or press. The plaintiffs argue that withdrawing financial support as retribution for unfavorable content crosses the scared boundary. The White House has not yet issued an official response to the lawsuit. Attempts to reach representatives for comment have thus far been unsuccessful. This legal confrontation highlights the fragile balance between government support and media independence, especially when political tension rises. Public broadcasters like NPR and PBS have historically been funded in part through congressional appropriation to ensure access to reliable news, especially in underserved communities. If the courts uphold Trump's funding cut, it could set a precedent allowing future administrations to defund media organizations for editorial stances, potentially chilling press freedom and emboldening political censorship. As the legal proceedings unfold, all eyes are on the federal judiciary to determine whether this executive action will withstand constitutional scrutiny. The case could become a landmark decision shaping the future relationship between government and publicly funded media. Whether this is a defensive measure against perceived bias or an authoritarian maneuver to suppress dissenting voices, the answer may soon rest in the hands of the court and could define the scope of press freedom in America for years to come.